The 1987 memoir A House of Trees, by Joan Colebrook, vividly recounts her childhood in 1920s Australia. Throughout her recollections, she highlights the striking contrast between the untamed beauty of the Australian landscape and the challenges faced by European settlers who sought to make it their home. At the same time, she explores the juxtaposition of English customs and values, which white Australians of that era still held dear as their mother country. Amidst this clash between nature and nurture, Colebrook draws parallels between the process of civilizing the land and her own journey of growing up. Critics acclaim her writing as ethereal and poetic, evoking a bygone era and a lost sense of place. Colebrook's upbringing took place in a rugged house nestled amidst the rainforest on Atherton Tableland in North Queensland, Australia. Her parents belonged to the first generation of settlers who arrived after the initial wave of Europeans, including deported convicts and desperate immigrants, had already forged a culture of resilience and adventure in the face of challenges like monsoons and even acts of deprivation, such as cannibalism, which her uncle once witnessed in a distant settler camp. Her father was a romantic pro-union businessman, while her mother exhibited unwavering dedication and an extraordinarily hardworking nature, along with a warm and friendly demeanor. Both gracefully straddled the divide between English propriety and the harsh realities of living in the Australian bush. They were equally adept at welcoming nobility into their home and handling wildlife encounters in the wilderness. In her memoir, Colebrook vividly captures the daily life of her family, a tapestry woven with contrasting elements of English decorum and pioneering wildness. They embrace tradition while sipping afternoon tea in a traditional Aboriginal shelter called a gunya, engage in discussions about social issues during dinner with her politically involved and idealistic father, and welcome a diverse array of visitors to their home. Amidst it all, they find joy in attending dances with Victrola music and embarking on exhilarating, albeit exhausting, vacations to the Great Barrier Reef, where Colebrook fondly recalls witnessing nature's spectacle, like a shark and swordfish dueling while she floated in a little boat. Throughout the book, the theme of vast distances and isolation permeates Colebrook's life. Living in a remote area, it takes a 4-day train ride to reach the nearest large city, Brisbane. News of the outside world arrives slowly, making the world feel both distant and close simultaneously. Colebrook starts her education at a small local mining town school, where British methods of education and discipline dominate. Eventually, she and her sisters move to a somewhat less harsh Church of England boarding school in the Highlands, where her passion for reading blossoms. After completing school, Colebrook pursues higher education at the university in Brisbane. However, she quickly learns that being an avid reader isn't enough for academic success. Lacking proper preparation, she struggles with her classes and ultimately fails out of university. The early 1930s bring the global effects of the Great Depression, impacting Australia and Colebrook's family in particular. To make ends meet, she takes a room in a Brisbane boarding house and finds work as a writer for a local newspaper. Later, she has a distressing experience selling medical supplies to doctors. Once outside the enchanting cocoon of her childhood, Colebrook finds herself confronted with the harsh realities of life that crush her spirit, leaving her feeling invisible and unwelcome. Seeking solace for her sense of loss, she embarks on an affair with a married man she meets during her daily ferry commute to work, though their relationship holds deep meaning for him, as evidenced by his attempts to reconnect even after it ends. Colebrook's portrayal of him lacks the descriptive power seen in her earlier reminiscences of life in the Australian bush. Subsequently, she encounters a younger American diplomat who successfully courts her, leading to their marriage and the arrival of a baby. In 1937, they leave Australia to settle in London for her husband's post, though Colebrook harbors reservations about fully embracing a civilized life and relinquishing the innate wildness fostered in her during her childhood. Despite this inner conflict, Colebrook and her husband find happiness together, yet her heart retains a wistful longing for the place from which she originated. The memories of her cherished homeland persist, a part of her that time and distance cannot erase. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.